A Christmas miracle is heading straight for the south, but it's not what you expect. Snow is about to blanket areas that haven't seen flakes in years. Tennessee, Virginia, the Carolinas, all in the direct path. But here's the shocking truth about this storm. The accumulation maps will blow your mind. Western North Carolina, 8 to 12 inches guaranteed. Virginia mountains, 6 to 10 inches likely. Even Raleigh, Charlotte, facing 2 to 4 inches. This is more snow than these areas typically see in an entire winter season. Flight cancellations are exploding across the region. Charlotte Airport, 300 flights canceled. Richmond, 150 cancellations and climbing. Raleigh-Durham completely shutting down operations at 10 p.m. tonight. 75,000 travelers stranded across the southeast. Emergency shelters opening at airports. But here's what makes this storm truly dangerous. Temperature gradient is razor sharp. 1 degree difference means snow versus freezing rain. Northern Virginia, snow. Southern Virginia, ice storm. The difference is measured in miles, not hundreds of miles. Power companies are mobilizing like it's a hurricane. Dominion Energy staging 2,000 crews. Duke Energy bringing in workers from Florida and Texas. They're expecting 500,000 customers to lose power. Ice-laden trees will snap like toothpicks. Don't miss the next critical part. Medical emergencies become life-threatening when ambulances can't reach you. Hospitals postponing elective surgeries. Emergency rooms preparing for surge in injuries. Heart attack response times could triple during heavy snow. Elderly residents, this is your early warning. The storm's speed is what's shocking forecasters. Moving at 35 miles per hour. That's twice normal winter storm speed. Meaning less time to prepare, less time to treat roads. Salt trucks can't keep up with accumulation rates. Virginia DOT admitting defeat on secondary roads. Christmas shopping just became a nightmare. Malls closing early across Virginia and North Carolina. Amazon suspending deliveries to affected areas. UPS, FedEx, halting operations. Your holiday packages are sitting in warehouses going nowhere. Economic impact, $2.3 billion in one day. Question: why is this happening so early in December? Jet stream patterns locked in unusual position. Arctic air mass 15 degrees colder than normal. Gulf moisture streaming north like a fire hose. When these forces collide, explosive snow development. Grocery stores are being evacuated by panicked buyers. Bread, milk, eggs, completely sold out in Richmond. Water bottles disappearing from shelves. Store managers calling police for crowd control. This level of panic buying typically happens before hurricanes, not snowstorms. Virginia's governor just declared a state of emergency. National Guard activating 1,500 troops. Emergency shelters opening in every county. Red Cross mobilizing disaster response teams. This isn't just weather, it's a natural disaster unfolding in real time. This isn't your typical winter weather. It's moving faster and further south than any December storm in the past decade. Here's your immediate reward. The exact timeline and snowfall amounts for your area starting right now. Here's the promise I made at the beginning. The exact timing for your area. Richmond. Snow begins 6 p.m., peaks at 10 p.m., ends by 6 a.m. Friday. Norfolk. Starts 8 p.m., heaviest midnight to 4 a.m. Raleigh. 10 p.m. start. Brutal conditions until dawn. But there's a second storm system forming behind this one. Early next week brings another potential nightmare. Computer models showing similar track. The South could be hit twice in 1 week. Unprecedented for December. Don't miss what this means for your weekend plans. Temperature maps reveal the brutal truth. High temperatures Friday. Richmond, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Charlotte, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Raleigh, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 20 to 30 degrees below normal. Pipes will freeze. Cars won't start. Homeless shelters overwhelmed. This is Arctic-level cold for the South. The Christmas spirit this storm brings isn't magical. It's dangerous. Children building snowmen while power lines snap overhead. Families stranded in cars becoming hypothermia victims. Beautiful snow hiding deadly ice underneath. Emergency responders can't reach remote areas. Ice accumulation forecasts are terrifying. Northern Virginia, 0.5 inches possible. That's enough to bring down the power grid for a week. Tree limbs becoming 500-pound weapons. Roof lines collapsing under ice weight. Insurance companies preparing for $100 million in damage claims. Question: how do you survive what's coming? Step 1. Fill bathtubs with water before 6 p.m. today. Step 2. Charge every electronic device you own. Step 3. Stock 72 hours of non-perishable food. Step 4. Locate your flashlights and batteries now. But here's what most people forget. Carbon monoxide poisoning spikes during power outages. Never use generators indoors. Never use gas stoves for heat. Never burn charcoal inside. Emergency rooms see 300% increase in CO poisoning during winter storms. This silent killer claims more lives than the cold. School superintendents facing impossible decisions. Close too early? Parents trapped at work. Close too late? Buses stuck in snow with children aboard. Richmond schools learn from past mistakes. Dismissing at 1 p.m. today, but rural counties still deciding. Time is running out. The forecast models are in shocking agreement. European model, 6 to 8 inches, Richmond area. American GFS model, 5 to 7 inches, same location. Canadian model, 7 to 9 inches. When all three agree, it's going to happen. 95% confidence in heavy snow for Central Virginia. Nursing homes are activating emergency protocols. 47,000 elderly residents in affected areas. Staff staying overnight to ensure care. Backup generators tested and ready. Medical equipment prioritized. But rural facilities face the greatest danger. Many lack adequate backup power. Oklahoma is getting hammered right now with 6 inches already on the ground. The Texas Panhandle seeing sleet accumulations of 3 to 4 inches. That's unprecedented for early December. But this is just the beginning. Question: what happens when this system reaches your neighborhood? Virginia's mountain counties could see 15 inches of snow. That's more than Buffalo typically gets in one storm. Elevation matters. Every 1,000 feet adds 2 to 3 inches. Skyline Drive completely impassable. Blue Ridge Parkway closing at 4 p.m. today. Don't miss the next shocking revelation. Pet shelters are overwhelmed with surrender requests. Families can't heat homes and feed animals. 23 counties opening emergency pet shelters. Veterinarians volunteering for crisis response. Livestock farmers moving animals to heated barns. Animal welfare crisis developing alongside human emergency. The psychological impact of December snow is unprecedented. Seasonal depression rates spike when winter arrives early. Suicide prevention hotlines staffing extra operators. Mental health crisis masked by pretty snowfall. Holiday stress amplified by weather emergency. Elderly isolation becomes deadly serious. Church congregations becoming emergency response centers. Food banks preparing for surge demand. Salvation Army opening warming shelters. Community organizations mobilizing volunteers. Faith communities stepping up when government resources stretch thin. This is neighbor helping neighbor time. Question: what happens to Christmas events this weekend? Shopping mall Santa visits canceled. Church Christmas pageants postponed. High school basketball tournaments moved to Monday. Youth sports leagues shutting down. The economic ripple effects reach every community business. Snowplow drivers are working 48-hour shifts starting now. Virginia DOT has 2,100 trucks ready. North Carolina, 1,800 plows staged. But here's the problem: not enough drivers. Overtime costs will exceed $15 million. Many secondary roads won't see plows until Saturday. Homeless populations face life-threatening conditions. Richmond has 1,200 unsheltered individuals. Charlotte, 800 people living outside. Temperatures dropping to 15 degrees Fahrenheit with snow cover. Frostbite develops in 15 minutes. Hypothermia kills in 2 hours. Outreach teams working around the clock. The technology failure cascade is beginning. Cell towers losing backup power, internet infrastructure vulnerable to ice damage, cable lines snapping under snow weight, communication systems failing when you need them most, landline phones becoming critical backup. Do you still have one? Farmers are in full crisis mode. Livestock need heated water sources. Chicken houses require emergency power. Dairy cows must be milked even in blizzards. Christmas tree farms seeing unprecedented demand as families grab trees before the storm. Agriculture losses could reach $50 million. The storm's track is locking in with terrifying precision. Tennessee mountains, 8 to 14 inches confirmed. Virginia Blue Ridge, 6 to 12 inches locked. Even the Shenandoah Valley, 4 to 8 inches guaranteed. Richmond Metro, 3 to 6 inches probable. Washington, D.C., 1 to 3 inches possible. The gradient is razor sharp. Winter weather advisories now cover 12 million Americans. From Oklahoma City to Virginia Beach, Richmond, Roanoke, Lynchburg, all under the gun. But here's what meteorologists aren't telling you about the upgrade potential. Some areas could see winter storm warnings before midnight. Emergency room physicians are bracing for impact. Slip and fall injuries increase 400% during snow events. Heart attacks spike from snow shoveling. Carbon monoxide cases multiply. Hypothermia admissions surge. Medical helicopters grounded. Critical patients can't reach trauma centers. This becomes life or death quickly. But here's the silver lining in this dangerous storm. Communities unite during winter emergencies. Neighbors checking on elderly residents. Teenagers shoveling driveways for free. Local restaurants feeding stranded travelers. Hardware stores donating supplies. Crisis brings out the best in Southern hospitality. The cleanup costs will be staggering. Virginia estimates $200 million in snow removal. Salt reserves already 50% depleted. Sand supplies running low. Overtime for city workers doubles budgets. But the real cost? Lost productivity reaches $1 billion across the region. Don't miss what happens after the snow. Friday morning will reveal a transformed landscape. Historic downtown areas looking like New England villages. Children experiencing snow for the first time in years. Social media exploding with snow photos. But beneath the beauty, dangerous roads, collapsed roofs, broken trees. Reality versus Instagram fantasy. The weather pattern behind this storm is even more concerning. Arctic air mass settling in for weeks. December temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below normal. January could bring multiple snow events. This is just the beginning of an unprecedented southern winter. Climate whiplash affecting millions. Question: how do businesses recover from this? Retail stores lose critical Christmas shopping days. Restaurants can't receive food deliveries. Construction projects halt completely. GDP impact for affected states, $3.5 billion. Small businesses face potential bankruptcy. Economic emergency matching weather emergency. The educational impact stretches beyond Friday closures. Standardized testing schedules disrupted. Graduation requirements threatened. Athletic seasons canceled. Teacher conferences postponed. Some rural schools could stay closed for a week. 2.3 million students affected across 5 states. Snow removal equipment is completely overwhelmed. Cities designed for 2 to 3 snow events per year facing 8 to 12 inches. Salt trucks breaking down from overuse. Plow blades wearing out. Equipment designed for ice storms, not heavy snow. Municipal budgets exploding. Emergency procurement of northern equipment. The insurance industry is preparing for catastrophe. Homeowner claims expected to reach $500 million. Auto accidents increasing 800% during storm conditions. Business interruption claims skyrocketing. Roof collapse coverage questions arising. Adjusters flying in from unaffected states. Don't miss tomorrow's recovery phase. Virginia's wine country faces devastating losses. Grapes still on vines for ice wine production. Sudden freeze could kill next year's crop. Vineyard infrastructure vulnerable to ice damage. Tourism industry losing critical Christmas season revenue. Economic impact reaches $25 million for agriculture alone. Arkansas is experiencing a dangerous wintry mix right now. Ice accumulations reaching 0.25 inches, enough to snap power lines. 50,000 customers already without electricity in Oklahoma. Emergency crews struggling to reach stranded motorists. Don't miss what happens at minute 5. The human stories behind the statistics are heartbreaking. Dialysis patients can't reach treatment centers. Cancer patients missing chemotherapy appointments. Insulin-dependent diabetics facing medication shortages. Home healthcare workers unable to reach clients. Medical supply deliveries stopped. This becomes humanitarian crisis. Final forecast confidence is now at 97%. Richmond, 4 to 7 inches total snowfall. Peak rates, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. at 2 inches per hour. Norfolk, 2 to 4 inches with sleet mixing. Raleigh, 3 to 5 inches ending by dawn Friday. Charlotte, 2 to 3 inches with ice accumulation. These numbers are locked in. The recovery timeline stretches into next week. Roads clear by Saturday afternoon. Maybe. Power restoration. 3 to 7 days in rural areas. School reopening. Monday, uncertain. Mail delivery suspended through weekend. Garbage pickup canceled. Normal life won't resume until December 16th at earliest. Climate scientists are studying this unprecedented event. December snowstorms this far south occur once every 15 to 20 years. Last comparable event? December 2009. Before that, 1989. This represents significant climate pattern shift. Research implications for future winter forecasting. Data collection becoming critical. Tomorrow brings exclusive coverage of the recovery effort. How quickly can the South dig out? Which communities face the longest power outages? What happens to Christmas shopping? Plus, the second storm threat for next Tuesday. Early models show similar track. Double disaster potential. Don't miss tomorrow's special report, After the Christmas Storm, featuring exclusive interviews with emergency managers, real-time recovery updates from every affected county, and the critical forecast for next week's potential second storm. Your winter survival guide continues tomorrow morning. This is just the beginning of an unprecedented winter for the South. Tonight's storm sets the stage for weeks of below-normal temperatures and multiple snow threats. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe. The Christmas spirit this year comes with dangerous beauty. See you tomorrow for continuing coverage. Here's the minute-by-minute breakdown you need to know. 2 p.m. today, snow begins in western Tennessee. 4 p.m., Virginia mountains getting heavy snowfall at 2 inches per hour. 6 p.m., Richmond sees first flakes. 8 p.m., Washington, D.C. metro area under threat. But there's a hidden danger in this storm's timing. Rush hour traffic will be paralyzed. I-95 from Richmond to D.C. could become a parking lot for 6 hours. Virginia State Police already positioning emergency equipment. Question: are you prepared for what's coming tonight? The snowfall rates are terrifying, meteorologists. West Virginia mountains, 3 inches per hour sustained. That's blizzard level intensity without the winds. Virginia's Blue Ridge, 2 to 4 inches per hour. Even Richmond could see 1 inch per hour. That's massive for Central Virginia. School systems are making emergency decisions right now. 47 districts already announced closures for Friday. Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Richmond, all shutting down. But here's the shocking part. Some districts waited too long. Buses could get trapped in tonight's snow.